Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series. Okay, new card, Vile Aggregate. Power is equal to the number of colorless creatures you control, and as trample. And if I had to guess, it looks like we have a blue and green Scales deck. But because he's not running black, he needs a white source for the Warden, so Bant Scales. Though theoretically he could be running a deck without Scales and just be depending on these guys. I mean, they're very good by themselves. With Scales, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've talked about Hangerback Walker before. You know, the first time I saw him, I wasn't impressed. I was like, big deal. Exile target creature if its power is less than or equal to the revealed card's power. And he revealed Forerunner of Slaughter. Okay. Exile. So, no real point in buffing him. That's the usual response in that situation, but we've got more exile target creature stuff now. But he could make one a 3/3 so that he can block. And I'm curious to see what the, I guess we'll call him the Mardu player for now. You know, is he running a colorless deck? Or devoid deck, excuse me. Because theoretically you could run a colorless deck. And he's swinging in. Does he nope, he doesn't activate the other Warden, so it's just 4. But he has 4 mana up, 2 blue. Is he running control? Wasteland Strangler. When there's play, you may put a card an opponent owns in exile to do -3/-3. And the 4 mana ability doesn't increase his size. So he's dead. And he's a little bit bigger. He's now a 2/5 trample. But here comes the response. Or not. Abzan Charm, draw 2 and lose 2. So target creature with power 3 or greater. 3 or greater. So, Mardu Eldrazi. Here's the Forerunner. He can make it have haste. Two mana open. And we have a response. Abzan Charm on the Forerunner. My first thought was on the aggregate, but being able to give any of your other Eldrazi haste is a pretty powerful ability. And another Forerunner. Four mana. Hangerback Walker. Another Strangler. But he will have the 2/1/1 tokens, so he could block. And if I had to guess, I wouldn't think he... Oh, he's attacking with the Forerunner. I was going to say, if you noticed, your opponent was valuing the Forerunner quite highly. You know, and to be honest, he has the most value compared to him, and, well, currently him. I want to guess that that's a Den Protector. And in this situation, it would be the best. Oh, that's why he has another Forerunner. That would be the best thing for him right now, because that would let him get back something. Ghost Fireblade. Okay. Give him +2, and am I lagging, or are you slow? Valorous Stance. Well done. Lost Anafenza. And Siege Rhino. Okay. That is helpful. Brings him back to 9. And he has a viable blocker for either of the other creatures. But he is in a pretty bad spot. Though, when your opponent is top decking and he hits a land, that is very good news. So, Rhino versus the 5/4. They'll both die. Ingest again. Equip the Ghost Fireblade. What did he lose? Smoldering Marsh. Flips Den Protector. and he grabs the Rhino. No, Valor Stance, excuse me. It was highlighting the card behind Rhino. It's a little hard to see. And Valorous Stance kills the Vile Aggregate. So it's swung back onto the hell would you call his deck? I mean, is it Abzan? But Wasteland Strangler, very good card. Going down to 6 for another land. Abzan Charm, goodbye. And Kozelic Sentinel. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, it gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. But right now he's a 3/6, which isn't bad. Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Alright, he gets a night token. One card in hand. And it's another Sentinel. And he swaps the equipment over. Okay, 4 cards. Gideon is on the field. Makes a knight. Morph. Probably another Den Protector. But the Eldrazi deck is slowly clawing its way back. And another Ghostfire Blade is a really good way of doing just that. I mean, the Sentinels don't have Trample, but with how powerful they are at the moment, he has to block them. And flips the Den Protector to grab Valorous Stance. And he's just barely staying afloat here. Being able to just hold him off. Gideon's 0-cost Knight ability is really saving his butt. Do you have something to play for 1 mana? Okay. Another Knight token. 5 cards in hand, 6 mana. Valorous Stance. We know you have it. He's using it now. I have to admit, I probably would have waited to see what he played. He has one card in hand. It is really lucky for him that the Sentinels don't have trample. And he didn't block. Well, let's see. He probably has a trick. What it is, I don't know. Wingmate Rock. I guess that was his trick. Whenever it attacks, you gain 1 life for each attacking creature. Two cards in hand. Let's see, the 8 toughness. He'd have to lose most of his board. No? He'd only have to lose 1 creature to kill that thing. Unless he had a trick. 6, 7, 8. If he pops Gideon, and those 2 cards aren't... I was gonna say, if he pops Gideon's ultimate, and his 2 cards aren't instants, he could have just won right there. But he's up to 4. Anafenza. Alright, 3 cards in hand. You're at 1 life. You are going to... I was going to say, you are going to die on the next attack. Let's see what you could do, but apparently he didn't have anything. Well, somebody was sideboarding quite a bit. If I had to guess, it was probably the... What do you want to... God, what do I call this guy's deck? Because he's playing 4 colors, but his deck isn't prescribing to any of the established deck names. And Warden of the First Tree, which you would expect to see in a Scales deck, but he's not running Scales. I mean, the other guy made it really easy. It's Mardu Eldrazi. Ghostfire Blade. I wonder what's in his hand that he wants to keep those 2 mana open for. Ooh, Dramoka's command. We didn't see that the last time. So Warden's up to 4/4. Trample and lifelink. Roast. A second Ghostfire Blade. Well, whatever he's gonna play, it's gonna be quite big. But at the same time, we've seen that this guy can deal with big creatures. Siege Rhino. Valorous Stance and Abzan Charm can both get rid of big creatures. Sludge Crawler. So 2 colorless mana to buff himself. But he's a 5/5 right now, which is staunch enough. So, does he have an answer in hand? Or is he even going to bother? Exert Influence. That's new. Control target creature if its power is less than or equal to the number of colors spent. He spent 3. No. Some of the other Converge cards showed the number of colors in the chat. And, did he tap wrong? Because we don't always get to see the mana colors that they tap for. Because that should have worked, right? Power is less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent. Green, white, black. He had 5. Well, aggregate. Fingerback Walker. A second Hangerback Walker. This is actually turning into quite a decent fight. 4/7. You turn this into a 4/4. This has trample. And he's just going for the walker blocks. He's gotten lucky with the ingests so far. Ah. He's actually pretty damn good. Because it's not hard to have a another colorless creature. By no means does either player have a clear victory yet. Gideon. And he's going for the emblem. Just the Siege Rhino. Gets him down to 8. Let's see. Wow, third Ghostfire Blade. Seriously, that card is ridiculously powerful in a deck like this. Because it's 1 to drop and 1 to equip. There's never an instance where he needs to pay 3. Okay, 5/4, no trample. 3/3, no trample. That could become a 4/4. 5/7 with trample. Hmm. 5 and a 2/2. No. Let's see. 8, not. Yeah. I was trying to think whether or not he could have chosen not to block 2 of those creatures. Wingmate Rock. I don't think. Well, let's see what happens, but I don't know that that was enough. Because he's going to have to block. But at the same time, the Eldrazi guy's pretty much in the same position. Both sides have lethal. But the Eldrazi guy has 3 cards in hand. He can't do anything about the flyers, though. Though if he attacks, it's enough of a threat that he'd have to use his flyers to block. Because even if he just used the token to block the 5/4, for example, because they'll kill each other, he could make the other one a 5/5, and the Vile Aggregate is a 5/7, and that would be lethal. Even if he didn't buff the Sludge Carrier, or Crawler, it's lethal. So he would have to block 2 of the creatures attacking him. Which would mean he would lose both of the birds. And I was going to say, it's taking you a real long time to figure this out. He's going all out. He has to block. And he's buffing the Sludge Crawler. So you're dead. Swing with the Rhino and game. Makes me wonder what 3 cards are in his hand. But, really don't know what to call this guy's deck, other than 5 color. Or maybe I'll call it 5-color Obzon. It's just such a combination of things. So it'll be 5-color something. You'll see that in the title. And that was Mardu Eldrazi. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button